Welcome back. On the last episode, we anchored at Fry's Harbor, and as the sun went down, so did the tide. The water level dropped and more rocks became exposed. Sydney and I could not stop watching the rocks get closer and closer to the boat. Eventually, we had to make the call and depart in the middle of the night for Pelican Bay, for both our sanities. It was only an hour or so away, and if it meant actually being able to go to sleep, then it would be worth it. So we lifted anchor and pointed out into the darkness. The next morning, we left Pelican Bay for Prisoners Harbor. It was a short hop and left us ample time to do some exploring. Let's go ashore and see what this island has to offer. Interesting story about how Prisoners Harbor got its name. Apparently a group of prisoners were dropped off here in the 1800s with just enough supplies to get by. They tried to survive on the island, and they got on for a bit, but after their camp burned down, they built rafts and attempted to make it back across the channel. Some say they made it, some say they didn't. The world may never know. This is one interesting plant. It's like a stick carrot. So we stayed at this Pelican Bay last night, and we knew that we could dinghy around the corner to find this secret beach. But instead, we ended up going to Prisoners Bay, but there's a trail that led us right back to the beach. Let's go this way. Maybe I should have went that other way. Oh well. Nah, this way's fine. Look at that. Boom. Someone put up some sticks. Check out that cool formation. Prisoners Harbor is a spectacular place to explore. We wish we had more time to experience all the amazing hiking trails available. However, there's just too much to see and not enough time. We must push on. We made a quick stop at Smugglers Cove on the eastern tip of the island for a quick lunch break before pressing on. Beautiful spot, but we're gonna press on so we can have more time on Catalina Island. We're also gonna go by that consignment store on Monday. So yeah, we will set off here in a little bit, probably another hour or two, and we'll make our way.
With 4 to 6 knots of wind and Anacapa Island off our port side, we were disappointed by the fact that we would be unable to stop at Frenchie's Cove. It's an amazing spot loved by many sailors for its stunningly rugged terrain. But as luck would have it, something spectacular more than made up for our misstop. We stumbled upon an enormous pod of dolphins. They joined us on our passage for several hours, swimming back and forth, jumping and playing beneath the wake of our bow. It's truly a stunning sight to see. Our original passage plan put us into Cat Harbor in the morning around sunrise, but
anchoring at 3 a.m. Meh. We made it in 3 a.m. last night. Dropped the hook in about 30 feet of water. 5 scope. Beautiful spot. I could see why people like it here. There's hardly any swell. I'm sure if you come at the wrong time of the year though, it probably gets nasty. We're pretty close to shore. Drops off quickly though. I am going to finish my coffee and then we're probably gonna get the dinghy in the water. There's a dinghy dock down this way. We'll stop there and explore the island.
At the northwest end of Catalina Island, you've got these two harbors sitting back to back, Cat Harbor on one side and two harbors on the other. They're separated by a narrow strip of land, but they feel completely different. Two Harbors is the more active side. That's where most boats come in. Moorings, the general store, a restaurant, it's kind of the social hub out here. And if you're ever in the area, you have to try the Catalina's world-famous buffalo milk. It's a very refreshing vodka-based cream drink. Cat Harbor, on the other hand, is the quieter side. More protected too, especially from prevailing wind and swell. If you're looking for a calm night, this is usually where you end up, and it was definitely more our speed.
Although I could definitely go swimming right here.
People have been using this area for a long time. The natives lived out here long before any of this existed, and later on it became a stopping point for fishermen, ranchers, and eventually boaters. Now it's a mix of remote and accessible. You've got just enough infrastructure to make it comfortable, but it still feels like you're out there on your own. And that's kind of what makes this place unique. You can anchor in a quiet harbor, walk 10 minutes across the isthmus, and suddenly you're in the middle of everything. It's not fully wild, not fully developed, just somewhere in between. And after a stretch out on the water, that balance actually feels pretty perfect. They even have a disc golf course too. What more could you want?
Oh, look at that. That'll work. Look how high that thing is.
Oh, damn.
Damn, there.
That was crazy. We are leaving Cat Harbor. We're off to Avalon. Yeah, we're not normally people who go to the more crowded place, but it seems like somewhere that, you know, you should check out at least once. So we're headed there. We'll be there around noon. It's, what time is it right now? Like 7, 8? 8-ish? 8 o'clock. Probably gonna be a motor day. It's pretty flat. Again. Signed up for sailing. Just kidding, motoring. 500 gallons of diesel later.
Avalon is probably the most recognizable spot on Catalina Island, and you can see why as soon as you come around the corner. The whole town wraps around the bay, with boats packed into moorings and the casino building sitting right at the front like a landmark you just can't miss. Compared to somewhere like Two Harbors, it's a completely different energy. Way more people, more movement. It almost feels like a small coastal city dropped onto an island. But even with all that, pulling in by boat still feels pretty special. You're surrounded by hills, clear water, and a harbor full of boats. It's busy, but it works.
That was fun.
Finish off the blower.
Wasn't that fun?
Yeah. Intense.
Pretty beautiful though. And then I have to go set up the blower before Tony kicks my butt.
Thanks for watching. With our deadline fast approaching and lots of work to be done, the next video has us continuing our blast down the California coast. See you next week.